the station that's on your side. News 12, first at 5, continues.
Last minute changes just days before the deadline for the new Highland Springs Middle School. What's changing and why? That's coming up next. But first, as you can see behind us, the radar is starting to show some summer storms popping up for us, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
we need the rain, though.
But I mean, look at that. We don't need that kind of rain. That does not look good. Our weather team has issued a first alert for possible severe weather, and things are starting to look a little ugly. Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale in the Weather Center. Riley, hopefully this first alert doesn't get too out of hand.
We're hoping not, but we do have that opportunity to definitely see some strong storms. We saw some of them yesterday. There's actually a little bit of accidents to report on the interstate. We'll have an update on that severe weather risk once again in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Riley. 5 more McCormick Correctional employees are facing a wide array of charges, from having sex with employees to money laundering and smuggling contraband. Today, South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson made the announcement, saying that the corruption in these employees went deep. He says that they participated in lucrative conspiracies and smuggled drugs and cell phones into the prison. Just yesterday, the Department of Corrections released the arrest warrants for 2 prison employees accused of sexual misconduct with inmates.
Will they stay or will they go? In Aiken County, hundreds of parents are having to wait until the last minute to find out whether their children will go to Highland Springs Middle School Tuesday or start the year out online. Now, this is because the new middle school experienced heavy setbacks during construction and must be re-inspected before any children are allowed inside.
And just in the last few days here, the backup plan for if the school is not ready has changed. Our Taylor Martin spoke with Aiken County School Superintendent King Lawrence on why that is.
School starts on Tuesday here in Aiken County, but parents of students here at Highland Springs Middle School still don't know what their students' first day or even first week will look like. But the school district says they have a plan. For about a month now, the plan was to send students to either Aiken Technical College or Paul Knox Middle School for a short amount of time if the school wasn't ready on time. But now that's out the window and virtual learning is the backup. Students will pick up their laptops for the year on Monday at North Augusta High School from noon to 6 p.m. And the school district says South Carolina law allows for 5 e-learning days per school year. I spoke with them about why they chose to scrap the original contingency plan.
We believe that it would be disruptive and frankly unfair to ask Aiken Technical College to disrupt their whole campus and create a situation for us if we didn't know until the day before that we were going to use it, and if we were only going to use it for a couple of days. It just didn't make sense to do that.
All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're hearing from parents about how they're feeling about the new changes for their students. Reporting in Aiken County, Taylor Martin, on your side.
Speaking of school, today the City of Refuge Youth Development Center held a back-to-school bash for students. Several local barbers and nail techs came together to pamper the kids and help them look their best for when school starts back up. There were free haircuts and styling, clothes, food, games, and more. For a full list of back-to-school drives and events, you can go to our website. We've done the homework for you at wrdw.com. Right now, a hefty chunk of your high school's final grade hinges on a single exam. And with college and scholarships on the line, some students are feeling some testing anxiety.
Our Abby Casoris breaks down how a big new decision means school districts can make that test count for less.
This change is one the public school districts will get to choose. They can either keep the grading system the same or change the percentage of each student's grade that hinges on the final exam.
We do not believe that a single score on a single test on a single day should ever be used to judge our students.
Lisa Morgan, kindergarten teacher and the head of the Georgia Association of Educators, says teachers are tailoring their teaching to get their students to pass end-of-year tests.
The overemphasis of standardized testing has had the impact that everyone's focused on the test and a test score, and we are not focused on did the children learn the content.
Right now, standardized test scores weigh at least 20% towards a student's final grade. But this week, the state's Board of Education voted to allow individual districts to lower the weight to 10%. Some board members tried to resist the change.
I feel like that if we drop to 10%, that drops the merit of the the test, the content.
Despite the changes, students will still be required to pass these exams to get credit for their courses.
One of the impacts of all this testing, the over-testing, has been that children either become over anxious about them or it's just another test and they're no longer serious about them.
Now it's up to individual school districts if they want to make this change for the upcoming school year. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasoris.
Thanks, Abby. SEC Media Days have come to a close, and the South Carolina Gamecocks are one of the final teams to share the spotlight and save the best for last, of course.
I knew that was going to happen from a Gamecock. News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth joins us now to
Dog.
You have a Gamecock in the fight.
Okay,
all right,
we're moving on.
The suspected New York Gilgo Beach serial killer, yes, I said that, has ties to South Carolina. Really? Why investigators are now in the Palmetto State searching for clues. Next.
Well, we are tracking some strong thunderstorms northwest of the region. They're heading our way, though, folks. We do have a first alert in effect. Much more on this forecast just after the break.
Coming up on News 12 at 6, we'll tell you how people in Lincoln County feel about changes to polling locations.
Time and temp. Call me right now.
Make this the summer event.
New Jeep Compass, $399 a month lease in Waynesboro.
Shop more Jeeps in minutes than anywhere else.
It's a short drive on Highway 25.
Shop goodtogowaynesboro.com to save time and money.
The big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. No hurry? Very hungry. Make this the summer event in Waynesboro.
Payments to fit your budget.
Up to $9,500 off new Gladiator Rubicons.
Big city selection with hometown prices.
Good to go, Waynesboro.com.
All right, welcome back again tomorrow. We could see heat advisories in effect again Friday. Luckily, temperatures do drop, though, heading into the weekend, and we should start to feel a little bit nicer towards our Sunday.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Investigators are searching for evidence connected to an accused serial killer in New York. Now their search is taking them to a rural county in South Carolina. Rex Herman is charged in the deaths of 3 women in Gilgo Beach, Long Island.
Now, property records show that Herman bought property in Chester County just 2 years ago.
As Brooklyn Cromer shows us, people who live in that area saw him there just weeks before he was arrested.
A neighbor tells me that Rex Herman was at his brother's house here in Chester County just a few weeks ago. She says her husband stopped by and talked to them while they were outside working on a car. And the next time she saw him, his face was all over the news.
About 3 weeks ago.
Carol McKenzie says that was the last time she saw Rex Herman. Then she turned on the TV.
We saw Rex's picture on TV and knew he was from New York and such. And my husband's going, this could be Craig's brother. He looks just like Craig. And I started doing some internet searches at that time and found out that Craig was indeed Rex's brother.
McKenzie has lived down the street from Herman's brother Craig since she moved to Chester County 20 years ago.
I had watched a film a couple of years ago on the Gigolo murders, so I knew a little bit about what was going on in that part, but we had no idea that it would be Craig's relative involved in that.
The Gilgo Beach Task Force in Long Island, New York, asked the Chester County Sheriff's Office to help gather evidence on the case. One of those pieces of evidence, a truck owned by Herman's brother. Just weeks before, McKenzie says Rex and his brother were outside working on a car.
We know that there was a broke-down car down there that Rex was fixing. According to Craig told my husband it was his brother's car that they were working on.
On Tuesday, law enforcement towed a truck from Craig Herman's property on Rippling Brook Drive to the sheriff's office where it was taken in as evidence.
The Chester County Sheriff's Office was requested by the Gilgo Beach Task Force to assist in gathering evidence in Chester County.
McKenzie says she was shocked to find out how close this case hits home.
Scary. I'm glad that they found this out before he moved down here. We wonder what's going to happen from this point on. He's got quite a bit of land on this road.
Now, no word yet on whether this property in Chester County contains evidence related to the murders in New York.
The most popular Netflix subscription is going away. I'm Jamie Tucker. Coming up, why you will soon have to pay more for Netflix or less for the catch.
First Alert Radar, powered by Ashley.
Streaming giant Netflix is making
To July, Ashley Sleep Queen mattresses start at just $295 and save $1,000 now on this Queen mattress. Plus, get 40% off seating mattresses too. It's Black Friday in July at Ashley.
Streaming giant Netflix is making a big change for its millions of subscribers. The company's popular basic subscription plan is no more.
Okay, so what does that mean to you? Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a closer look at Netflix's plan to make more money from its subscribers.
Netflix subscribers will have to pay more or put up with advertisements before and during movies and shows. Without so much as an announcement, Netflix has eliminated the very popular Basic plan. Basic was for one TV playing Netflix content in 720p. That's the lowest high definition with a good quality picture. Standard tier, full HD, can be viewed on 2 televisions at the same time. It's $15.49 a month. A premium is $20 a month, but you get 4K and can watch on 6 devices simultaneously. There is a cheaper option with a catch. Netflix introduced standard with ads last year. Netflix says it's around 4 minutes of commercials per hour. You can watch on 2 devices at the same time, but not everything on Netflix is available with this ad-supported tier. Some movies and shows are blocked. Netflix appears to be pushing its ad-supported package since it likely makes more than enough in ads to make up for the extra $2 a month of its basic plan. And the company isn't paying as much to distributors for the content. The good news, if you have a basic subscription right now for $10 a month, you can keep it until you cancel. But if you do cancel, you can't go back. You'll have to pay more money each month for Netflix or watch advertisements. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, we're going to try to get through this one. Take a look at this. Clemson University is showing off its new football complex. It's one of the largest and most advanced training centers in the nation. The 178,000 square foot facility has a 2-story weight room with a slide that takes players to the lounge area. There's 2 bowling lanes, an arcade, pool tables, and a golf simulator. They kept the locker room, equipment room, and recovery areas under wraps for now. And all of that still wasn't enough to beat the Gamecocks last night. That's all I
We knew
gotta
it was
say.
coming.
Oh, let's all act upset.
Got to get
I had
it
to
in there.
do it.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, pretty nice looking facility though for Dabo and the Tigers up there.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we got some strong storms heading our way, folks. First alert in effect. Another look at radar and the forecast coming up.
Trade assistance and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
Waiting for a check? That's no fun, especially when you're hurt. You don't have time to wait. That's why we work fast. Use our experience to help you get your money faster. It's the right thing to do, and that's why we do it. If you're hurt, give us a call. Call Lines.
Thanks for watching News 12. On your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Today we have a weather alert day. It is a first alert day, but first, Highland Springs, the new middle school planned to open any day now for Aiken County, may not make the deadline. Parents are scrambling, so is the district. We'll tell you their new contingency to their contingency plan. But first, we are tracking some possibly severe weather outside of our area. We've issued a first alert. We have First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale here to tell us exactly what we should expect as we move through the night.
Yeah, the first alert's in effect for those severe storms that are heading our way. So most of us have stayed dry today. We've had a quick little shower here in Augusta. Nothing severe, though. The severe threat is going to be moving in, though. These storms have been producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, and a lot of lightning. Over 400 strikes of lightning lightning actually with these storms over the last 5 minutes. So if you are starting to hear thunder, make sure you are getting inside. Here's a quick look at the first alert. So this is for everybody, folks, from the northern to the southern CSRA. Slight risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center, and this is in anticipation of scattered severe storms moving forward into this evening. Here's a current look at home. So you can see around Modoc up towards Clarks Hill, a tiny little storm there. Same thing in northern Wilkes County, just north of downtown Washington. We'll zoom this out, and then there you go. That is the main event. So that is getting close to I-85, about to impact Athens, and then it's going to start impacting the northern CSRA next. So right now the timing looks to bring this in around sunset. Anytime between now and 9 p.m. is going to be when we're expecting this rough weather to move on through. By around 10, 11 o'clock, we do start to dry out for us here around the metro, and then we're going to continue the chance for some stronger storms over the next couple of days. We'll have much more on that coming up in the full forecast.
All right, thanks, Riley. A 16-year-old who recently went missing after police believe she ran away from home is now wanted by the Columbia County Sheriff's Office for kidnapping. Investigators say they have information Harmony Robinson has her 1.5-year-old son, who is a ward of the state. They think she could be in Aiken County, so if you've seen her or her child, call the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. Aiken County schools start Tuesday, but for kids going to Highland Springs Middle School, where they start the school year is still up in the air, even at this hour. Parents and children won't know until the day before school starts where first day will be. Our Taylor Martin talked to the superintendent and the principal about the plan.
Parents are asking and anxiously waiting for an answer on whether or not their students will be in person here at Highland Springs Middle School or virtual on their first day of the school year on Tuesday. The answer will all come down to a re-inspection on Monday, and they'll learn Monday evening what the future will hold. It's been years in the making, and now the school district says Highland Springs Middle School is just days away from being ready.
You know, we got the release last week for adults to be in the building. We haven't gotten that release for students.
From finishing touches indoors,
We have 10,000 new titles for our media center that were delivered yesterday.
to outdoor construction, the short time of less than a week to finish has parents and students concerned. But the school district says they'll have it all under control if they don't pass re-inspection Monday, and if they do.
We always plan for the worst, but we anticipate the best, and we expect students to be in school Tuesday morning.
For parents, one of the biggest concerns throughout the whole process has been communication, which Principal Paige Day says is her #1 priority, especially moving into a new school.
Communication is of foremost importance because these are their children, and they want to be informed, and they want to be engaged, and they want to be a part of what we have going on here at Highland Springs. And so I'm very aware of that.
Until they know what the first week of school would look like, the school district says they're focused on the positive, celebrating the highly anticipated Highland Springs Middle School.
Nothing about this is ideal. Well, there's one thing about this that's ideal. Our students are getting a brand new school.
With so many things up in the air about the opening here at Highland Springs Middle School, the school district says they feel well prepared and they're optimistic that the school will be ready in time for the new year. Reporting in Aiken County, Taylor Martin on your side.
So the new plan is on Monday, students will pick up their student laptop at North Augusta High School. Pickup is from noon to 6. If school is virtual when it begins, students will use those laptops. If school is in person, students will bring the laptop with them to school on day 1, and we will keep you posted.
On your sideline. On your sideline. Sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
SEC Media Days have come to a close in Nashville, and on the final day, South Carolina head coach Shane Beamer and a few of his players stepped up to the podium to preview what could be another exciting season for the Gamecocks. South Carolina's 2022 campaign had some moments Gamecocks fans won't be forgetting anytime soon, from getting off to a slow start with tough losses to Arkansas and Georgia, to finishing the season ranked after pulling off a couple of incredible wins against Tennessee and Clemson. Not every team in the nation can say they were able to defeat 2 top 5 teams, let alone beating them in back-to-back weeks, and Shane Beamer's program plans on carrying that late season momentum into 2023.
The momentum that we took from the month of November into recruiting and into 2023 within our facility, but then outside the facility from a recruiting standpoint and just national narrative, without a doubt. But also we understand we got a lot of work to do too. You know, yes, we had those 2 great wins, but we're also that's the same team that didn't score an offensive touchdown the week before against Florida.
Quarterback Spencer Rattler is back for year 2 in the Garnet and Black. Rattler's first season with the Gamecocks had its ups and downs, but when the lights shined the brightest, Rattler brought his A-game. QB1 says last year's roller coaster of emotions are motivating him to take better care of the ball and be better than ever before.
We definitely weighed all the options, my family and I, and talking to certain people, and obviously that next level, had a real choice to pick. I just waited out. I thought there was more pros were coming back. I graduated in December. I'll get my degree, so that's important to my family and I. And then, I just felt like we left a little on the table, and I feel like that's why, Juice and I and other guys decided to come back to run it back one more time.
It's a good thing Rattler, Juice, and a few of South Carolina's other key players are returning because their schedule won't be easy due to some of the big road games they have. The Gamecocks' first game of the season is on Saturday, September 2nd in primetime against Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels. But do you know what starts before college football season? High school football season. Every year, teams in Georgia are allowed to have a handful of padded scrimmages, and 12 of our local teams are making the most of them. ARC, Evans, Grovetown, Greenbrier, Lakeside, Hepzibah, Harlem, Westside, Washington Wilkes, Lincoln County, and Screven County all hit the grass at ARC to get some much-needed work in.
We see a lot of different schemes here that we don't see in the regular season that we'll eventually see in the playoffs. Vitally important to our progression as a program, and every year they're always built into what we're trying to do.
Most of our players are going to play both ways. I feel like this helps us get in game shape condition for that. So it was just really good going against good competition.
We're a very young football team, so being physical is something that you have to do on a daily basis. Different defenses each week, but it's with pads on. It helps us get better. If we're blocking bags all the time, we're not going to improve as a football team.
The most wonderful time of the year is almost here, and the mayhem begins for all of these teams on August 18th.
Okay, thanks for that, Dan. Every day, the U.S. government fends off tens of thousands of cyber attacks. That's why crews have been demolishing old buildings at Fort Gordon to make way for new training facilities to fight hackers. The old signal tower on post is no more. A new state-of-the-art building is rising in its place. But a U.S. senator says there's already a problem. The project needs more money to train our cyber warriors. Tonight, he's talking exclusively to our Hallie Turner. And Hallie, this is a lot of money. Now, we're talking millions. Last year, Congress approved almost $70 million for the project. Now, Senator Ossoff tells me he's working to triple the total funding.
4 projects, 7 renovations, and 10 demolitions.
It's about ensuring that the soldiers who are training and serving at this facility have what they need to keep our nation safe.
After nearly 10 years, Congress gave Fort Gordon $69 million in 2022 to begin construction at the Cyber Center for Excellence. Each building is created in different phases, coming together to form a state-of-the-art facility, training warriors of the future. But Senator Ossoff tells me with an increase in cyber threats happening against our country every day, more money is needed for protection.
It's a world-class facility because we need to upgrade and expand classroom capacity, upgrade facilities.
As a way to make sure those at Fort Gordon get the best of the best, he's rolling out a new bill.
I'm introducing the Fort Gordon Cyber Center Enhancement Act to strengthen and upgrade facilities on Fort Gordon that are crucial to our nation's cybersecurity and to our national security.
And while nothing is set in stone, he's fighting to keep you and your family safe.
Given how divided things are in Congress, nothing is assured. I got to make that clear. But I'm going to work hard to get this done.
And contractors on post today tell me the buildings are coming up quickly. Right now, the bones for the buildings for 1 and 2 are up, and it will take about 2 years to finish all 4 buildings before they're all up and running. And as this goes through Congress, we'll make sure to keep you updated on the results. Okay, big deal for Fort Gordon, and after the recent cyber attack in Augusta, we can really see how important these groups can be, Hallie. All right, thanks for that update. After fighting cancer for months and 4 bone marrow transplants, one North Augusta 21-year-old is thriving. We have more on Brennan Sefkin's life after leukemia after the break.
And we are looking at a strong complex of thunderstorms heading our way, folks. First alert in effect. We'll have a look at radar and the forecast just after the break.
Time and
We'll continue with the chance for storms, but luckily the heat does not look as intense heading into next week. Full look at that 7 day. Just watch out for those severe storms tonight and again the next couple of afternoons.
Okay, thanks, Riley. Back in 2015, the story of a 13-year-old leukemia survivor from North Augusta made national news and even had an appearance on the Today Show. Today, Brennan Simpkins is 21 years old. Hard to believe it's been that long. He's a healthy and happy college student now. His story of recovery is truly remarkable after 4 bone marrow transplants. Now he's a successful business owner. Our Will Volk caught up with him to learn more about his new business venture and how life is after battling that deadly disease.
Brennan Simpkins is used to proving people wrong.
If I listen to people that tell me I can't do something, I really wouldn't be here having this conversation with you.
14 years ago, not many would have believed Brennan would one day run his own business. His doctors didn't think he would live to see 2023.
They diagnosed him with
Luckily, the heat does not look as intense heading into next week. Full look at that 7 day. Just watch out for those severe storms tonight and again the next couple of afternoons.
Okay, thanks, Riley. Back in 2015, the story of a 13-year-old leukemia survivor from North Augusta made national news and even had an appearance on the Today Show. Today, Brennan Simpkins is 21 years old. Hard to believe it's been that long. He's a healthy and happy college student now. His story of recovery is truly remarkable after 4 bone marrow transplants. Now he's a successful business owner. Our Will Volk caught up with him to learn more about his new business venture and how life is after battling that deadly disease.
Brennan Simpkins is used to proving people wrong.
If I listen to people that tell me I can't do something, I really wouldn't be here having this conversation with you.
14 years ago, not many would have believed Brennan would one day run his own business. His doctors didn't think he would live to see 2023.
They diagnosed him with AML, which is a particularly hard form of leukemia to cure.
His mom, Tara Simpkins, says it was very tough watching her son go through a bone marrow treatment just to have the leukemia come back.
He relapsed.
Full look at that 7 day. Just watch out for those severe storms tonight and again the next couple of afternoons.
Okay, thanks, Riley. Back in 2015, the story of a 13-year-old leukemia survivor from North Augusta made national news and even had an appearance on the Today Show. Today, Brennan Simpkins is 21 years old. Hard to believe it's been that long. He's a healthy and happy college student now. His story of recovery is truly remarkable after 4 bone marrow transplants. Now he's a successful business owner. Our Will Volk caught up with him to learn more about his new business venture and how life is after battling that deadly disease.
Brennan Simpkins is used to proving people wrong.
If I listen to people that tell me I can't do something, I really wouldn't be here having this conversation with you.
14 years ago, not many would have believed Brennan would one day run his own business. His doctors didn't think he would live to see 2023.
They diagnosed him with AML, which is a particularly hard form of leukemia to cure.
His mom, Tara Simpkins, says it was very tough watching her son go through a bone marrow treatment just to have the leukemia come back.
He relapsed. And that's when the doctors told us there were no curative options for him.
He kept getting treatments and the cancer kept coming back. It took 4 treatments over 18 months, but Brennan never stopped believing.
The fact that Brennan is, alive and here today is really remarkable. It's an absolute miracle.
Brennan beat the odds, and now, 14 years later, he's a college student with his own business.
There was a fly flying around the room, and for some odd reason, my brain started wondering about what natural remedies repel mosquitoes, flies, and gnats and such.
He got to work and came up with a mix of natural oils and water. Brennan found it worked and started labeling and selling his all-natural BS, which stands for bug spray.
Kind of weird to think about how it's kind of gone from something that was just kind of an idea to something where people actually like it.
Brennan knows from experience, if you believe, anything could happen.
He's an example of what is possible.
In North Augusta, Will Volk, on your side.
Brilliant marketing there. Brennan has 8 local businesses selling his bug spray already, so if you're interested in getting some, we have a list of those businesses on our website. If you need help with back to school, we have everything you need to know. There's a lot of drives coming up if you need some help after the break.
First.
Time to start filling out that school supply list to help parents. Today, the City of Refuge Youth Development Center held a back-to-school bash. They did a lot more than just fill backpacks. They gave out free haircuts and hairstyling, even braiding, clothes, food, games, and more. They had community programs speak to students about ways to get involved in the community and after-school classes in the summer. So lots to offer there today, the back-to-school bash.
Take the kids off the street, help them get a trade or a job, education, whether they have a disability, learning disability, any mental illness, gang and gun violence. I do a lot of material, so I work with law enforcement organizations to help get kids off the street and active in our community.
Getting active and putting solutions into action. And if you missed this event, don't worry. For more back-to-school drives and events, you can head to our website, wrdw.com. Okay, parents, don't forget the first day of school for Richmond County elementary students. That is August 3rd. Magnet, K-8, middle and high schoolers go back the 7th. Columbia County schools go back August 3rd. Aiken County schools go back to class on the 25th. Lincoln County polling locations, those are being cut. It's been a pretty contentious decision, but Board of Election officials say they voted to consolidate polling locations from 7 sites down to 3. They say Midway will stay the same. 4 of the polling locations will report to the Walker Norman Gym. The remaining 2 will go to the Office of Emergency Services building.
Well, winds up to 70 miles per hour are possible with storms about to impact Athens, and then it's going to be heading towards the northern CSRA next. Now look at that first alert forecast for you just after the break.
Investigate.
Small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit GeorgiaPower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
Morning, afternoon, night, Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Our first alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists, always tracking weather that impacts you, telling you what we know as soon as we know it. All the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. First Alert is our investment in your family's safety. News 12, NBC 26 First Alert Weather on your side.